Inner Festival of Buddhist Film, Art and Philosophy is an annual celebration of the Buddhist thought and its influence on life. In its fourth edition this year, the 4-day-long festival saw a melange of some exceptional films from different parts of the world, an exhibition of art, performances and inspiring dialogues by renowned practitioners and scholars that brought out the essence of Buddhism. May I request the founder director of the festival, Ms. Aruna Vasudev, to please come on the stage and address the gathering.
Good evening. I'm so happy you're here. It's wonderful to see all of you here on this auspicious closing night of the 4th edition of our Inner Path Festival. With some remarkable films, beautiful art by eminent as well as young artists, a lovely opening performance and memorable discourses by the great Mingyu Rinpoche. I'm so happy he's here. And Dipankar Khanna. We had so much insights and valuable lessons about life. I am very happy to have teamed up with Teamwork Arts and hope we can carry it forward in the years to come and to have it up for always being there. But today, on this wonderful occasion, this closing night, is truly auspicious because of the august presence of Guru Vajradhara, the 12th Chamgon Kenting Tai Situpa. Thank you. I have been a few times to his wonderful monastery, Sherab Lake, and he has come and spoken himself at our festival when we started it. That our closing night is happening in his presence and with the launch of his poems sung in 3 languages is an honor I could not have imagined as a closing of the festival. And may I now invite Guruji to please come on stage and no, you can. I think we have to change the order a bit, and before actually launching the album of CDs, I will ask Guruji to please give us a few minutes of his wisdom and to help us cope with this daily life. So if you could give us a talk to just tell us about what life is all about. And then, because we really don't know, and then we'll have the launch of the album of CDs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, holy ones and servant madams, all of you, brothers and sisters. I'm very honored to be here as part of the closing of this very special festival, Inner Path. So, Madam want me to talk about life. I can say one thing for sure, I am still alive. So do you, all of you, very much alive. The definition of life, when we put this in a box and separate this from other things about life, then it doesn't become complete. it becomes like we are talking about one aspect of life as life, and leaving all the other aspect of life, isolating it as nothing to do with life. So that is kind of what can I say? I'm not a very emotional person, but I don't want to be responsible for misleading you. So we are alive even after our death. Okay? And there is many aspects of life, meaningful life, beneficial life, helpful life, meaningless life, harmful life, and just chalti rahe life. है ना, चलती रहे, ऊपर भी नहीं नीचे भी नहीं, चलती रहे, आगे भी नहीं पीछे भी नहीं, चलती रहे, है ना? So there is all kind of life, but it all boils down to one thing, that is relative truth about life and ultimate truth about life. Please give me a signal when it is time for me to stop, okay? I don't like to go like this, it looks like I'm in a hurry. So I'm not in a hurry, but give me a signal. The things have to roll, you have to rock and roll. That's appropriate for issues that's something to do with music, isn't it? Otherwise, I'm a monk, I shouldn't be talking like that. But music is like that, so it is beyond any boundary, so it's okay. Now, relative aspect of life is very, very exciting, because look at the world today in the mirror, what we call television. Yes, एक आईना है, सब कुछ दिखा देता है ना? So this is life. We see so many things are happening all over the world, and that is the relative aspect of life. And so many things are happening in the life of each and every one of you, and in my life. That is relative aspect of life. Ultimately, as Buddha Shakyamuni teaches us in his second turning the wheel of Dharma, which is further elaborated to us by his disciple, such as Lord Maitreya, in his teaching of Prajna Paramita, Abhisamaya, Alankara. And also great masters like Nagarjuna and Aryadeva. They teach us in their great work as all the great root text of Madhyamaka, and then written specifically by Nagarjuna. And there are so many great commentaries written particularly by Aryadeva. So this way, these are all these are all based on one thing, and that is shunyata. Shunyata. Zero. Shunya. Everything manifests from nothing. Everything dissolves into nothing. But nothing is there as shunya. It is not just flat nothing, not just nihilistic nothing, but everything nothing. Nothing that represents everything. So it means not one thing, not one dualistic thing. Therefore, it is everything. That is shunyata, not just shun. Shunyata. In Tibetan, tongpani, not just tongpa. And now, this will bridge between what is happening in everyday life, which we see on television, which we see in our life. We feel here in the head, here in the heart, so on and so forth. That kind of life. And then, deeper aspect of life, the ultimate aspect of life, that is beyond any kind of dualistic definition. We can't define what is life exactly. I can live better life. You can live better life. Everybody is working so hard day and night to have a better life, to overcome the shortcomings of life. All of that is relative aspect of life. But then, all this kind of urge and base is coming from the ultimate aspect of life. I give you a very simple simple example. Not even an example, actually. It is. Not just an example, it is. There's no one in the entire existence, from heaven to hell, who don't like to be happy. There's no one from heaven to hell who like to suffer. That is the base of all the relative truth, all the ultimate truth. Now, this way, it is relevant to each and every one of us, the shunyata. Regardless of how intelligent we are, or how ignorant we are, how educated we are, or how uneducated we are, how fortunate we are, or how unfortunate we are, on this subject of happiness and suffering, joy and pain, we all say. Even the most crazy person don't like to suffer. You know, the same way the most wise and most powerful also the same as most ignorant and most disturbed. The definition of suffering and happiness might vary a little bit, but not very much. It will be very much like a hair splitting if we try to, talk about these details. But base is exactly the same. And the ultimate is manifesting in everyday life as our potential and base. So, when we look at the world, everybody is searching for happiness and running away from suffering. It is not baseless. It has the base. Base is, when we say, is it really nothing kind of emptiness, nothing kind of shunyata? No, it is everything. The definition of virtue and non-virtue. Virtue is closer to the truth, and non-virtue is far away from the truth. Yes. And for example, like stealing and giving. Stealing is bad, giving is good. So this way, why it is good, why it is bad, it is based on the foundation, the ground, the basic potential. Nobody likes to suffer, so anything that causes suffering to yourself and suffering to others is no good. Everybody likes to be happy, so whatever causes happiness to you and happiness to others, now or later, is good. So causing suffering now and later is no good. Causing happiness now and later is good. That is the basis of virtue and non-virtue. So that way, shunya, emptiness, is not just nothing. It is everything. So purpose of life. When Ma'am asked me to talk about what is life, then what came to my mind is, where should I say? Purpose of life. Oh, okay. I thought you said that time is up. Okay. Not yet, yeah? So, yes. So, purpose of life. Now, many people ask me, what is the purpose of life? And I thought a long time back, I thought the answer should be some kind of very complicated and very difficult. What is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of life? Then I found very simple. To fully awaken and mature the basic potential of each and every one of us. So Buddhists, we will say, reach Buddhahood. That is the purpose of life. And in ordinary kind of non-religious, let's say, theosophy, like a religious kind of terminology, you might say to be happy and to overcome suffering. Then you might tell me, that everybody does, everybody is doing that, But with due respect, I have to reply, did everybody manage? Everybody is trying, that's true, but did really anybody manage? That is difficult to say. So now, when we are able to overcome all aspects of suffering and cause of suffering and conditions of suffering, that is involving with ourselves and involving with all other living creatures. When we are able to overcome that, purpose of life is fulfilled. And until that has happened, purpose of life is not fully fulfilled, but partly fulfilled when you manage to overcome one problem at a time. When you are able to avoid cause of conditions of other suffering, one thing at a time, then purpose of life is fulfilled. So that way, the ultimate shunyata is that base. In Tibetan language, we say yi. Yi means base. So yi mepa means no base, baseless. So when, as a Buddhist, when I say, may I help all sentient beings to overcome the suffering and causes of suffering, it sounds outrageous. You know, it sounds outrageous. All sentient being. What do you mean, all sentient being? And how many sentient beings are in your own body? Well, billions. Each cell, you know. And how many sentient beings are there in this room? Countless. Right? So that way, it is a lot. And we are taking kind of a vow and commitment to help them all to overcome all suffering and causes of suffering for all of them. That is outrageous. But if you really look at it from the understanding of the emptiness, that it is not outrageous at all. It is most practical, most achievable, and actually you must have this kind of commitment, this kind of attitude. It is actually what everybody is trying. You don't have to do very much. You just have to be enlightened. Then you can share your enlightenment with others, just like Prince Siddhartha have done after he is attaining the Buddhahood under the Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya in today's Bihar, in Aryabhumi. So this way, what is the difference between me and you and Buddha Sakyamuni? No difference far as the ultimate potential is concerned, but far as manifesting the ultimate potential is concerned, I don't know 100% about you, but I presume. And so then for there I have to point my fingers at me. So far as relative manifestation and relative attainment is concerned, it is just like, difference is just like the entire space. And what space left in my glass when it is almost 90% filled. The space here is very little comparing to space in the entire space. It is space, all right. That is also space, this is also space. But the difference is enormous, limitless difference. So that way, there is huge differences between Buddha and me. And I guess you also similar to me. I hope I'm wrong, but I think you have to be similar to me because maybe it is my ignorance, but you don't appear like a Buddha. Yes, you are busy looking good, but you don't appear like a Buddha to me. What can I do? So I just have to accept that. And my prayer is, I pray that is just my opinion. That is just my ignorance talking. So you are Buddha already. I really like to believe that. But, way we study the Dharma, we analyze a lot. We have analytical study as well as analytical meditation. So that way, it is a little hard to, mean it, but I like to mean it. So that's where the prayers come, So any one of you who are Buddha already, please bless me. Yes, you will. You can't help not to, whether I ask or not, because you're Buddha. So now, I hope you understand what is the definition of relative aspect of life and ultimate aspect of life. relative truth and ultimate truth. Okay? So that is life. Okay. Yes, I'm concerned. Yes. Now, should I say something about the lyrics? Should I say something? Yes. So, about the lyrics, actually, since I was adolescent, actually pretty much in between the child and adolescent, so I was very much into some sort of fantasy, like everybody. When we were at that age, we are fantasizing. Some part of our brain is growing, not yet fully grown, and our body is not yet grown fully. So there is some kind of sparks come out from time to time, and at best that amuses yourself. You know, oh gee, that's me talking. Yeah, did you hear? Yes. So I hear myself a lot. So those days I was studying, and then I wrote down many things, many of those little sparks here and there. And then later I wrote poetries, I wrote songs, I wrote dohas. Dohas supposed to be two sentence, and then it becomes doha. And it is spiritual insight, expression of spiritual experience or spiritual insight. And those things happened from time to time, but I was writing just for myself, actually. And then I study poetry, Tibetan language poetry, which is coming from India. Actually, it is coming from Sanskrit. And so in that study of poetry, I have to write prescribed sentences, prescribed verses, because I have to pass the exam. You know, each exam I have to pass. There is a few hundred rules I have to follow to pass each one of the exam, each one of the poetry. So I became fascinated. And then, as it is mentioned in the text, I am fully convinced that there's no end to it. I might be writing, if I live 1,000,000 years, I will be writing every day quite few verses, and I get nowhere far as finishing all kind of combinations. Therefore, it was very fascinating. And later, then I learned a little bit of English by talking to students. And at the beginning, my students who came to me to learn Dharma, many of them are hippies of the 60s, you know. So I was very familiar with them, and they sing songs to me, and I somehow got fascinated, and then songs came out of me, but in a spiritual, with spiritual influences. So quite many of them written. And then later, I got very, very inspired by ghazal and qawwali and so on and so forth. And first time I was exposed to qawwali was when I went to Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir, when I was 22 years old, 1975. I stayed in a houseboat in Dal Lake, gate number 2. And the houseboat's name is Golden Bell. Yes. And so that time I saw some ghazals. Some qawwali singing. People stand all sitting down, not so much instrument and clapping with hats, Then in the middle of the singing and chanting, they get so moved, so they almost stand up half, almost like levitating, So their legs become like a spring, and it was so fascinating the way they sing, the kind of melody, very, very deep and very unique. So I was fascinated, and also everything can be musical instrument. They used clay pot as a musical instrument, and it make all kinds of sounds, which drums cannot make that kind of sound. So clay pots, you just bang on them and you just put one hand on top and half open, fully open, and then go very quickly, and there's a competition between the left hand and the right hand, so that way all kinds of sounds come out. So I call it screaming pot, because you beat it so hard. Faster you beat, the faster the melody become. Very, very interesting. So these things inspired me, and I start to write in Urdu, but I don't know Urdu. I only know Al-Salam Alaikum, Shukriya, only these kind of few words. I really don't know. Then I was familiar with the Hindi songs since I was like 8 years old. I was living in Darjeeling, Bhutia Basti, in a very kind of difficult place. But I was a kid, so everything was nice and new. So there, people get married. And when they get married, they have these huge loudspeakers, which squeaks a lot. But then they put these Hindi film songs so loud. Muhammad Rabi, Kishore Kumar, Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle, etc., etc. So it is all in my ear, and it went into my head. So just my Hindi is no good. So I'm sure all the songs that I, as a kid, singing here and there, totally wrong words. But I somehow have the feel to it. So that way, then I start to write songs in Hindi, I start to write songs in Urdu, and later some of my students from Russia, I wrote in Russia, in Japan, Japanese, in Chinese, in some African language like Congo. So this way, quite a few songs came out, and a few of them, some of my friends volunteered to sing and made a CD, one in Urdu, one in Hindi, one in English. Few of them, just 8 songs each. So I'm very happy that they have done this, and I'm very happy if this gives some inspiration to some people. But always this is the first time, and it came out like this. So I hope it will become more and more professional kind of thing, so that it will inspire lots of us, including me. So that's all. That's all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so grateful to you for this wonderful insight into the meaning of life. That is something that will stay with us and make us think about our lives in another way. At least I will do that, and I hope everyone will do the same. May I ask Miguel Rinpoche and Brahmarishi Mohanji to please come on stage and together launch the album of CDs of Guruji, and then we can have the music. you so much. We will ask Guruji, please, would you like to say a few words?
My experience of Rinpoche, in one word if I can say, is simplicity. So I think this will be filled with simplicity. And the true sign of spiritual stature is simplicity. If at all there is complication, remember there is a mind involved. If there is no mind, there is simplicity. And Rinpoche, I was listening to the explanation of life, and I was thinking, oh, you can say about life this way as well. It was so simple, and it's coming from a plane of clarity which has to happen through experience. Life is experience. Life is not to be thought about. So, it's my greatest honor to stand here and be with the Rinpoche in releasing of this CD of his lyrics. And I wish this reaches every corner of the world and enlighten more people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We will now move to the next part of this evening. I would like to invite Ms. Rashmi Agarwal to sing Dohas by the 12th Chamgon Kenting Tai Situpa. Rashmi ji is accompanied by Munna Thakur on the tabla, Amarjeet Singh on the harmonium, and Valentine Shipley on the guitar. The music is composed by Prabhu and Rashmi.
Hare biology, always set there, shares and biology. Yes, but the dreams is still a reality. One world, one sky, one love, one life. One world, one sky, one love, one life. One love, one soul. Activity should be your own. Activity should be your goal.
And peace should be our goal.
Thank you, Val. Thank you, Prabhu. It's always amazing to see how much energy Val has, and he's had for the last, I think, 35 years that we've known him. Quite incredible, touching us with amazing grace. Your Holiness, thank you for filling us, radiating so much of joy and happiness, and filling us with so much with your presence here. Thank you, really, on behalf of, I think, all of us. Thank you very much for your presence. To Aruna, to Sudhir and Raman, thank you for bringing the festival to us. It's been a wonderful opportunity to put this together, wonderful films, great art, and of course wonderful conversations. To all of you for coming every day to be part of this festival. We hope to bring it back, perhaps not just once, but twice a year, and we look forward to seeing you all again. Thank you.
We will now present the closing film of the festival and this evening's program, Mount of Excellence, directed by Shivaji Bhushan and produced by Deepankar Khanna. Shivaji is an acclaimed film director who has won over 20 international awards for his debut film, Frozen. This film has won the national award, the Golden Lotus. Deepankar Ji is a well-known Buddhist scholar who has been a student of His Eminence, the 12th Kenting Tai Situpa. Deepankar Ji has also been involved in the areas of meditation and awareness for over 30 years and is the script writer as well as producer of Mount of Excellence.